Hello, hello, hello. You guys probably saw me at the beginning before that intro came on. And look, there's my chat up there. So let me get my hand out officially so that it can be good. I fixed the chat, look at that. Actually, you know what, we can keep that. It's okay if it's like that because it's showing off the new chat. So today is going to be another HiNative.com stream, and this stream is going to be about me looking at questions about English. HiNative.com is a site where, in fact, let me type that. Let me get out my hand. Let me get out my hand there. And HiNative.com, let's see. Let's put that in front of the chat here. It should be in front of the chat, but it isn't. That's weird. That's weird. It should be in front of the chat, but it's behind it. It is located in front of it. Oh well. You know, we can't be worrying about everything. It's probably something in the CSS that I added. It looks brand new and cool, but for some reason it's behind it. But you know what? Let's not worry. It is in front of that. It is in front of that. It's in front of all of these. There we go. All right, we just needed to refresh a little bit. And I got my glasses on today. I'm looking like a big nerd. So we're going to be answering a bunch of questions about English. I have picked out a few that I have just found on HiNative.com, but I didn't search for too long, so we're going to need to browse a little bit. We're going to need to look a little bit through the site and find some good questions. A lot of these are recent ones, so other people might answer them as well. If you are watching this video, hoping to be entertained and learn a little bit of English, then welcome. I'm glad that you are here. Now, let me make sure that there's the top right corner, and it's right about there. So I think that works fine. That kind of works fine. Yeah, this arm here. Now, let me also, what was I going to do? What was I going to do? I don't even remember what I was going to do. Something. There was going to be something I was going to do. But I can't even remember. So, chat box is done. Nothing else need to do. I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like there's something that I was literally just about to do, but now I've forgotten about. Oh well, maybe it'll come to me, and maybe I'll be like, fuck, shit. I can't believe I forgot to do that. Let's tweet and Reddit about this. There we go. And hide that. We don't need this either right here. Okie dokie. So, HiNative.com, we have a few questions here that we are going to start with. The first one right here, and it looks like the sizing is still appropriate, so it still works. This is a question about English. Sizing. English has a lot of words, many, many words for big and large and small and little. Especially for big and large, there are so many words that mean big and large. And all of them kind of imply different sizes or maybe slightly different sizes. So let's, this person has some questions about big and large. Look at these two dogs. They're the same size. This is incorrect to have the in. We don't say that they are in the same size. We say they are the same size. Your hand is bigger or larger than mine. This is spelled incorrectly. So let's correct this person as we go. Look at these two dogs. They're the same size. No in. Your hand is bigger than mine. Your hand is bigger than mine. Than for comparisons. Then for, we'll say, than is for comparisons. I am older than you. He is younger than me. And then, en, it's pronounced the same. Then and then is for time. Or situations. So, you don't need to say than and then and than. Some people do say it, he's older than you, but most Americans, and I think a lot of other English-speaking countries as well, they pronounce these words the same. He's older than you, and we are going to the store, and then we are going to the school. His tail is small, little. That's perfect. His tail is small or his tail is little. Your nose is smaller than. See, he did the wrong than for all of these. Your nose is smaller than hers. Your nose is more little than hers. We don't say more little. We say littler. It is another ER verb. We say littler. He's the littler one. And the littlest one. We don't say more little or most little, it's littler and littlest. But this isn't very common. Smaller and smallest is much more common than littler and littlest. Littler and littlest they're kind of funny, not super common phrases, but they are perfectly fine. Smaller. Let's quote this. And quote this again. And we have is littler. Littler and littlest. Not more little or most little. And let's tell them smaller and smallest. This is less common than smaller and smallest. Okay. You don't need a bag in such a size. And now this is interesting. Now, this would be of such a size. And we don't usually need to use the word of when talking about sizes. But in this specific phrasing, we would say of such a size. So this one has a few mistakes. So this is, you don't need a bag of such a size. Take or the smaller bag. Take or the littler bag. Take the smaller bag, take the littler bag. And finally, oh wait, there's two more. Why are your writing is too small or little? So there's a few extra, too many words here. Your writing, if we are talking about all of the words collectively, writing is singular. My writing is very messy. My writing is very dirty, or it is not easy to read. We wouldn't say my writing are. We would say my writing is. And so, why is your writing? And he has it here. We'll switch that over there. Why is your writing too small, little, or why is your writing so small or little? Why is it too small? It doesn't really sound natural. There's not many times when you would say, why is it too small? So it would probably be, why is your writing so small? He writes the words in small size. This is a little awkward. It could be in a small size and actually use the word in, but this isn't very common. And because of it, I can't understand his writing. Honestly, the rest of the second part is because of it. He writes his words. Let's just say he writes his words small. He writes his words small. And because of it, I can't understand his writing. No need for he writes his in or size. Okay, I think that is a big explanation, a big good explanation. So let us publish this one. And maybe someone else has already done something for it. There we go. There I am. And let me double check that. Yes, excellent. All right, I need to make sure that I was actually live. That I wasn't just talking to no one at the moment. So now we are done with this page. So let's go on to the next one. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep the tabs open from now on. So, this is a fun one. What does Fortnite boy mean? I have no idea. More detail, please. Fortnite says 2 weeks, but you may refer to Fortnite the game. Not sure. This is really funny. Let's see. So that's the only one that we've got so far. So let's say, it is probably referring to a boy who plays the video game. Fortnite, probably as an insult, honestly. It's probably an insult. Someone probably called you Fortnite boy. Like, hey, Fortnite boy. Yeah, thanks a lot, Fortnite boy. Video game. Fortnite. Boy who plays video game Fortnite. Or it could mean a character from the game. But we would need more context to understand the exact meaning. That's a good one. I like that. What does Fortnite boy mean? You know what? I want to know the same thing. What does Fortnite boy mean? Question about English. What is the difference between insist on something and insist for something? Now, this is a preposition question, on or for. Prepositions are always one of the hardest things about English. English has so many prepositions, and all of them get used for so many phrases, not literally. For example, this, we say insist on something. 9 times out of 10, we're going to be saying insist on something. Maybe even more than that. Maybe close to 100%, we're going to be saying insist on something. I insist on doing this. He insists on going there. But there's no reason. There's no reason why it has to be on. It could be for, that works just as well. There could be a whole bunch of other words, at, something like that, to, something like that. There's no rule that says it has to be on because this and because that and because this and because that. It's just we chose the word on, and so we use the word on. It's just because it has always been that way. Maybe it comes from an old term that used these similar words, but at this point, English speakers don't know why we use the word on in this sentence. 99% of the time, insist on is correct, and insist for is incorrect. There are only a few cases where for would be correct. And in those cases, on would also sound very natural. So you should just use on most. So you should just use on. You can. I'll say you can just use on. Give him the option. The cases where it would not, insist for to want to see a person. I want to see, like, hey, if you are talking to your manager, like some person who is higher up, a superior person in your company, and you want to talk to the CEO, who is way, way above you, even higher than the manager, he's the highest in the company, you could say, he insisted for the manager. Like, I insist to see this person. He insisted for this person, to ask to see something. And there you don't really have any other verbs. He insisted for that person. However, in most other situations, he insisted on seeing the manager. He insisted for a noun can work. Most of the time, it's insist on verb. And insist for verb is incorrect. I understand insist on verb is correct. Let's say is correct. Insist for verb can be correct, but this is not used very often. So you can just remember insist on verb. For example, I insist on bringing a book. He insisted on coming with us. He insisted on coming. She will insist on bringing her Nintendo. Let's say she always insists on taking her Nintendo. Ta-da! So there's another one. So insist on. This means to demand something, to ask very, very passionately and aggressively for something. I insist on you doing this. I insist on this happening. And we conjugate the word insist. Insisted, insists, will insist. The other one is always just ing. Walking, bringing, coming, taking. It's always that participle. So, this means I demand it, I really want it, I beg for it, to ask very, very passionately and strongly for something, or to demand something. Next one. So this person's very good in English. Oops. What is the difference between he uses a map to find the buried treasure and he finds the buried treasure using a map? These are exactly the same meaning. It has this in number 1 and this in number 2. And then this one has number 2 and number 1, a map first or a map second. There is no difference. Both of these are 100% correct. Either order is fine. There we go. That's all you really need. There's no other explanation. English sentences can often go in many, many different orders. You can take the same sentence. If this sentence, he uses a map to find the buried treasure. He finds the buried treasure using a map. You, very much like this sentence, you can often take the first half of the sentence and the second half of the sentence and flip them and turn them around so that instead the second half of the sentence goes first and the first half of the sentence goes second. And both orders work as long as you change the conjugations, the verbs. For example, he uses a map to find the buried treasure. But when we put this one first, he finds, it's in the same, he uses, he finds. That first one, he uses, he finds. Those are in present tense, present definitive tense. And so he uses a map, he finds the map. To find here, and this is using, by using. You can say by using or just using the present participle. So by using a map. So you need to make sure that the conjugations and the tenses are different when you flip the order around. But all the other words, the order is perfectly fine. It's just the verbs and the prepositions that need to change. All right, so that one, we're good. Next one. This person is Russian. Is it the same person? Yeah, it's the same person. Look at that. So you guys can't see the name or the profile picture, but this is the same person as this one. What is the difference on assist for? This person is pretty good at English already. Psychotropic drugs and psychotropic medicine, or psychotropic. You could say psychotropic or psychotropic. I think tropic is probably the correct one. I don't know what this means. Psychotropic. Antidepressants, anti-anxiety, stimulants, antipsychotics, and mood stabilizers. So they are mood medicines. They are things that affect your psyche. Psych and psycho and psyche, psychologies. Everything psych means your state of mind, your thinking, your brain, your mind. And so things like depression, anxiety, your mood, how you feeling, that's all in your mind, and that's psycho. And then tropic, I don't know what that means. I don't know what tropic means. But the real question here is which one was correct for the medical term. Do we say drugs or do we say medicine? Actually, we say both. Medicine is seen as the more formal word. Drugs is less formal, but it's still used in totally formal contexts. We call pharmacies, medicine stores, we call them drugstores. And that's seen as a normal thing. It's not a strange thing. It's not a bad word or anything like that. I need to go to the drugstore. I need to pick up some medicine. I need to go to the drugstore. I need to pick up tape or bandages, or I need to, go get some over-the-counter medicines. So you go to the drugstore. A lot of doctors still say the word drugs. They use it like, like we need some drugs, or he use some new drugs. Like they will use it very casually. The correct term would either be medicine or medications. All of those words would be fine. So, drugs, medicine, that's spelled wrong, medicine, and medication are all correct terms. Drug or drugs are usually seen as more casual words, and medicine and medication are seen as more formal, but we still use drug or drugs in many formal contexts. Out. We call our medicine stores drugstores, and many doctors and let's just say and many people use the word drugs in writing, so they are not seen as rude. There we go. Now, maybe someone else has also answered this, and they probably said, like, oh, they're both fine, or oh, medication is worse. No one else has done it, so we just got us. Now, let's say this one. What you said was really encouraging. It helps me to hold myself back together. This is a little unnatural, and it's not entirely clear what this person... Korean is their first language. English in... US and UK varieties. They're both pretty good at this. Japanese, they're just learning right now. What you said was really encouraging. That is perfect. What you said was really encouraging. The thing that you said was really encouraging. It encouraged me. It helps me to hold myself back together. Now that's incorrect. This is in the past tense. What you said in the past, what you said to me, was really encouraging. It helped me. So you need to change that to past tense. We're still talking about in the past. Unless this person is saying it is helping me, or it has been helping me. It continued to help me all the way up to now, and it still does. And hold myself back together does not make sense. It can either say, hold myself together. It has helped me to hold myself together, as if it feels like I am going to break apart into small pieces. I'm going to collapse. I'm going to break. I'm going to feel incredibly just sad and despaired and tired and overwhelmed. But it has held my pieces together. I have not collapsed or fallen apart or blown up. But you don't say hold back together. You can say to hold myself together, to hold all of the pieces of myself together so that they touch each other still. Or if you have already blown up, if you have already collapsed, then you can pull yourself back together. Back implies to go back to a previous place or a previous state. And so you have already collapsed and blown up. You can pull, like they flew all apart, and you can whoop, pull those back to yourself, and you can pull them back together. So a little unnatural. What you said was really encouraging. It helped me to pull myself back. It helped me to pull myself back together. The to is unnecessary. You don't need the to in this one. It helped me pull myself back together is fine, but the to isn't wrong. It's not wrong here. It helped me to pull myself back together. So, you can say, if you already, let's keep it simple, fell apart or broke apart, then you should use the phrase pull myself back together. If you haven't fallen apart or broken apart yet, then you should use the phrase hold myself together. If you already fell apart or broke apart, then you should use the phrase pull myself back together. If you haven't fallen apart or broken apart yet, then you should use the phrase hold myself together. I think that's simple enough. So they are two different phrases. These are two different phrases. One after falling apart. One before falling apart. Submit correction. Ta-da! One person said natural. They're a little wrong. One person said natural and they're a little incorrect. A little unnatural should be the right one. It is very close to being natural, but it is just a little unnatural. There's just a few small corrections that are needed for that one. Okay, now this is a really interesting one here that I saw. This is, this often repeats the words, what does. When you ask a question, HiNative automatically adds the word what does and mean at the end. You can see, I don't know if you guys can tell, this is slightly gray. These words are black, but these words are gray. This is gray and this is gray. It's hard to see, but those words are gray. And HiNative automatically adds those words, but a lot of people don't realize that, so they add the words themselves as well. This is what HiNative added itself. HiNative.com added this word, and this is what the person typed on their own. So that's why you get what does the best. You get it twice. What does. Like Bruce Lee. What does the vast use of decoration mean? Also, I'm wondering why decoration is used instead of decorations. This is a very interesting one, because this is very complex. Well, it's kind of a complex sentence. It's not a common use of the word decoration. Use of decoration is an interesting way of speaking. This is not something most people would say, but it's kind of a clever or poetic way of saying this. The vast means wide, big and wide, very far It spreads very, very far away. The ocean is vast. It is big and wide and spreads very, very far away in every direction. Space above us is vast. The sky is vast. America is vast. America is very, very big, and there's a lot of space. And so you could say, you could look out at the land around you, and it is vast. Something that is very wide, like that. The vast use of decoration. So a very vast use, big wide use, which means someone used something all over the place in a big wide area, which means they used something across the whole room. The whole room has something in it, a vast use of something. It's all over. And what is all over? Decoration. Vast use of decoration. Now, this person is, which means there are decorations all over the place. There are this person has decorated very, very far and wide. They have decorated the entire room, the entire building, the entire country, this vast use of decoration. But this person makes a good point. This is a Japanese person who's learning English. I'm wondering why decoration is used instead of decorations. Why is it vast use of decoration when really it means vast use of lots and lots of decorations? So, let's explain that. Vast means it spreads very far and very wide. The ocean is vast. The sky and space are vast. America is vast, etc. So, vast use of decoration means decoration, or with the S, have been used over a big, wide area. Used, that, let's say, means many decorations have been used across a big, wide area. The writer uses decoration instead of decorations to be clever. They are using it as a verb here, similar to the word decorating. Vast use of decoration. Decoration, well, it's kind of, yeah, it is the act. It's not really a verb. As, let's not say a verb, as an action. As an action here. Meaning the act of decorating. So, what's another good example? What's a good example of another word or sentence? Let's say This, let's say like discrimination. Discrimination is another shun word. Let's say, also, I wonder if you guys can hear the sprinklers that went off outside my window, which is open right now. Use decorations instead of decorations to be clever. They're using it as an action here, meaning the act of decorating. Another example could be would. I can use other shun words. Similarly. For example, the widespread discrimination is terrible. Let's say the vast use of decoration. The use of the prevalence, the what's another word for prevalence? It is the ubiquitousness. It is all over the place. I guess we'll just say prevalence. They might not know it. Prevalence of discrimination. Prevalence. Prevalence of discrimination is vast. There is vast discrimination here. There are many acts of discriminating actions going on here. Is vast here. There is vast discrimination here. There are many discriminating actions going on here. The writer could use the word decorations, and it would be 100% okay. They chose to use the word decoration to imply that there is widespread that there is a lot of decorating actions going on. That let's reread that one to make sure that it isn't too confusing. They are 3 out of 4 in English, so it's okay to use slightly more confusing words. Vast means it. That's why we double check. Vast means it spreads very far and very wide. The ocean is vast, the sky and space are vast, America is vast, etc. So vast use of decoration means many decorations have been used across a big wide area. The writer uses decorations because they are talking about let's not say particularly, because they are talking about the action of decorating, not the objects themselves. This isn't a common way of using this word. It sounds clever. I can use other shun action words similarly. For example, the prevalence of discrimination is vast here. There is vast discrimination here. There are many discriminating actions going on here. The writer can use the word decorations and it would be 100% okay. If they want to talk about the objects. They chose the word decoration to imply that there is a lot of decorating actions going on. I think that is understandable. There we go. So hopefully that is understandable. Now, that is the last of the prepared ones, the ones that I've already found. But I'm going to scroll through some of these other pictures and see which ones come out, which ones sound interesting. Let's see, I went to a golf club I used to go to, which I hadn't gone for a while. That's pretty good. Does it sound natural? What is the difference between in no time and in the blink of an eye and before? And oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, let's go here and put this here. So this one, this person is not very good at English, so we'll have to be very helpful and very clear. What is the difference between in no time, in no time, in no time at all, and in the blink of an eye, and before I knew it? Feel free to just provide example sentences. All of these idioms, all of these phrases, all of these sayings mean the same thing. Mostly. All of these phrases have the same meaning. They all mean very quickly. Instantly. Examples. He finished his homework in no time. Or he finished his homework in no time at all. Equals he finished his homework very quickly. Next one. In the blink of an eye. What is another good example for in the blink of an eye? We want to use different examples for all of the sentences that we're doing this. So, he finished his homework in no time. It did not take any time. In no time at all. He finished his homework very quickly. Now, in the blink of an eye. How fast is a blink of an eye? A blink is literally, look at me. See that blink? See that blink? How fast that blink is? That spent no time at all. It was just blink and it's done. So it happened very, very quickly. He, she, let's change it to she for examples, or they, or multiple people. So they, she, what's a good one? Let's think of something creative. In the blink of an eye, she disappeared. In the blink of an eye. Equals she disappeared very quickly. She disappeared instantly. And lastly, before I knew it. Before I knew it, it's usually they had done something. Before I knew it, they had done something. Before I knew it, this phrase is almost always implying that something is now finished. Before I knew it, well, that's in the past. Before I knew it, they finished their homework. Actually, yeah, I guess it doesn't always had. And you can use it in future tense as well. Before you know it, now I will finish my homework. Before you know it, I'll do that. So, before I knew it, they had, let's use the had finished the race. They finished the race very quickly. I didn't even see it happen. There we go. So all of these mean the exact same thing, and we can just kind of tell them that. It all means instantly, very fast. So that's a good one. Those are all very good phrases. And we use all of them kind of in stories. They're kind of creative writing. In no time, in the blink of an eye. Before I knew it is pretty casual. Before I knew it, we use that a whole lot in casual. In no time is also pretty casual. In the blink of an eye is more creative, I think. I think we tend to use that more creatively in stories and things like that. Stories and songs and creative writing. But all of them are very common. All of them you will hear a whole lot. Now, let's look for some more. And contrast me. What does, I don't know what that means. Which one is correct? Reminder for myself, reminder to myself. Huh, that's interesting. This one is interesting. Which is correct? Reminder for myself, reminder to myself? They're both correct, I think. I think they're both correct. This is a reminder for myself, and this is a reminder to myself. To kind of implies that it is being sent somewhere. It is going from one direction to a different direction, or from one area to a different area. And so it's sort of like sending a letter to someone. You are writing something. You're writing a letter, and then you are sending it to yourself. And that's a common way to say it. I need to write this reminder to myself. Reminder to myself, like, hey, dear Kup Goodle, this is a reminder to you, a reminder for you. I'm sending it to you. Both of these are correct. Both of these are correct. The word to has a feeling of sending a reminder or a letter to yourself. the word for does not have any extra meaning and can be used, not have any extra meaning. Both can usually be used in every situation, but for is probably more common and more precise. There we go. Excuse me. Now it's let's see, what time is it right now? It's 2:30 a.m. Uh-oh, gateway timeout. Okay, good, it's still saved to this one. So we have been doing it for an hour. Let's do a few more. It's okay if it's just a little bit past an hour, but I want to do a few more since we only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions. It looks like we've only done about 9 questions so far. So let's do at least one more. Some of these questions are the same as last week. I've seen some of these questions last week as well. One person is asking, how can I say? I don't know. How can you say? How can you say? I can't help you with that one. I cannot help you say, how can I say? Let's see. There's not a whole lot. Main year, how different hand. What was that? What is this? Quito. I actually have never seen the Japanese word, Quito, before. Let me go to a translation here. And enter Quito, because I have never heard that. Surely. Undoubtedly, surely. It's comparing Zehi and Quito. And those don't sound similar. You wanted to ask why I was doing this at 2:30 a.m., but then you remembered who I are? Yeah. Doy. I haven't even had dinner yet. Why would I have be asleep like a normal person? Also, thank you very much. Ohayou gozaimasu. So maybe for you, it's konbanwa for me. We're learning about English right now. We are answering English questions. Also, I finally got my chat working. It looks so good. I'm so glad. It looks so good. I spent all afternoon working out the CSS coding on that. Welcome, and maybe you can help me answer some English questions here. So, I don't know what the difference between those two ones are, so let's find a different one here. I'm scrolling through one page that is not appearing on stream right now. I'm not streaming that. But I'm finding just 1 or 2 more questions to end the night. In contrast, this is grammar correct. Backs against the wall, maybe there's no going back. You probably want to say, what does that mean? Maybe my entire year, how do you say this in English? Different between people. How do you say this in English? How do you say this? I have 2 sisters. How do you say this in English? I have 2 sisters. That's exactly how you say it in English. You're doing a great job. How do you say this? I want to find one more. Just one more. Come on, where is it? What does which is ironic, which is ridiculous mean? That one's hard to explain. The duck couldn't get out of the way when I was trying to cross. What? What does the duck wouldn't get out of my way when I was trying to cross mean? It means a duck is being a duck and being very rude. That duck isn't doing anything. What does "they say, oh my god, I see the way you shine" mean? Huh. What does "they say, oh my god, I see the way you shine" mean? I am so curious. What does that mean? Does this sentence sound strange to you? I'm not. Ooh, now what is this talking about? Sorry for I'm not premium member. This day I went to see Battleship Mikasa for the first time in months because I take up pictures to documenting for background of manga. I draw. I decided to abridge take pictures time because it is raining. I was excited to think of drawing this. Still a long way because of long stories. Battleship Mikasa. I don't know what sort of franchise that refers to. If that is one of those ship franchises or something like that. One more, come on, one more. Give me just one more, baby. Just give me one more. Young guys ridding bicycles in 2-row get in the way. Does the sentence sound natural? Not really, but it sounds adorable. Those young guys ridding bicycles. How do I say this in English? Difference between, what is this? Treraphy. What is the word treraphy? Treraphy. Do they mean therapy? Treraphy is not coming up with anything. So let's answer this question. No idea exactly what this is supposed to mean, but it's most likely, how do you say this? What is the difference between therapy and remedy? So, a remedy, let's see, they're Japanese, but they're pretty good at English. So, remedy equals a cure, fix. Yeah. Cure, fix. Therapy equals, how to describe therapy? We need to, when we think about therapy, how we use it, it's usually in the process of a long, slow cure, a long, slow fix, or even just a long, slow help to help something. But which of those are actual meanings that always stay attached? Like therapy always means this bit. Well, how do we use therapy? We use it for physical therapy, for doing exercises to help, cure or fix our movement and our muscles and our body parts to make sure that they don't hurt or do anything like that. But that is mostly to get you back to at least better. It might not cure. We do therapy, emotional or psychological or psychiatric therapy, so that a person can get some help to deal with their brain or their emotions or their life, just problems in general. Therapy, counsel, like couples therapy, relationship therapy. So therapy is not necessarily a complete cure. Therapy equals help or assistance. Let's see, but it's with the goal of trying to fix something. Help or assistance. Improvement. Improvement would probably be the best word. Improvement. Hoping to fix. Trying to fix. Trying to get better. So. Remedy can be a noun or a verb. Remedy can be a noun. I found a good remedy. Or a verb. I tried to remedy the bad situation. Therapy can only be a noun. It usually means seeing a doctor or a professional who tries to help you improve or fix something. But fixing it completely is not usually guaranteed. Common types of therapy are physical therapy, PT, which means doing exercises to help heal broken body parts. Relationship or couples therapy, which means trying to improve your relationship with someone, and just therapy on its own, which means meeting with a psychiatrist to discuss your emotions and life to improve your behaviors and to improve your behavior then. Your behavior and life. We'll use life twice. So, therapy, improvement, hoping to fix, trying to get better. Therapy can only be a noun. It usually means seeing a doctor or a professional who tries to help you improve or fix something, but fixing it completely is not usually guaranteed. Let's put a period there so that if they have to put this in a translator, it comes out fine. Because I know very well how translators can mess stuff up. Who tries to help you improve or fix something. Fixing it completely is not usually guaranteed. Common types of therapy are physical therapy, PT, which means doing body parts. Let's do a period there. It's much easier on the translator if it's all broken up. Which means trying to improve your relationship with someone. And just therapy on its own, which means meeting with a psychiatrist to discuss your emotions in life, so you can try to improve them. That's a nice one, and that's a pretty good one to end on. Everyone go to therapy. Everyone go to therapy. Everyone needs therapy. So, We have a remedy, which is a cure or a fix. You can cure something or fix something, or you can find a cure or a fix of something. Therapy is just a noun. You need usually go to therapy or get therapy or have therapy with a professional, with a doctor or a psychiatrist or some health person, a person in the health or doctoral or wellness industry. You go and get therapy, and you start a long, slow process of trying to fix something, of working towards fixing something. It is always, requires a lot of effort and work. Therapy is something active that you do. You have to do therapy. You have to go to therapy and do therapy to fix. The therapist teaches you how to fix things, or gives you suggestions, or gives you exercises that you can do on your own, and then you have to do those exercises like homework. You have to do that homework, or you have to do those exercises to try and fix things in your life. It could be your body. You could do, physical therapy. If you have a hurt leg, you can do exercises on your leg, and the physical therapist will give you the exercises to do, but you have to do them every day. And then your leg gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And as it gets stronger, the pain goes away and it stops hurting you as much. So why did this, oh, right, it was like that. So that is the end. That is the last question we're going to do. This, I think, is a good one since this was a long one. So, thank you, Cassie, right here. Thank you, Space, for coming and joining. It was nice to see you. I'm surprised that you are up that early because I know that it's early in your time zone where you are. But yes, I am still up. I am a late night cup of noodles. And this was very fun because I love doing these HiNative streams. So that is all for me tonight. On Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time, I am going to be playing the only game that I'm playing this week, which is simply going to be A Dance of Fire and Ice. It is a game I have already beaten all the normal levels on that game, but I'm going to replay them on stream and try to do some time trials. I can't play that game very often because it does hurt my wrists. When I do it, hurts to do it. But I'll be playing A Dance of Fire and Ice. I'll be going through a bunch of the time trials since I've already beaten a bunch of the levels, so I'm going to do all of them once through, as if I can, try to time trial quickly some of them, and maybe do one or two of the custom levels that I've downloaded. There's one or two in there that sound really great that I want to do. So I'm just going to be probably only playing that once and not doing it again, just because I need to make sure that my wrist doesn't hurt too much. So that's going to be happening at 8 p.m. Pacific time, and that is noon? I believe that's noon on Saturday, JST. 12 noon JST should be on the next day. So that will be happening on Friday night PST, Pacific time, and 12 noon JST on Friday night. I will see everyone later. Bye-bye. Have a good night. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Adieu. End stream.